Oh, apologies for it being a little late, y'all. Peace, peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. We're not going too far in the future. In fact, I'm saying it with a smile. We're not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now, it's getting up there with the energies, y'all. Strong energy surge. Time to stop bullshitting ourselves. I've been having to call myself out on so many energies lately, which is easier for me because I done went through the ethering of my ego through psychedelics and just the beginning of my growth. Was just so focused on that energy. But now I'm realizing how much and sometimes even slipping out of listening to my own inner guidance in the essence of like where I always felt the vibe of like the ego is like a disease, and that disease is only going to get worse as we're making this dimensional shift. You know what I'm saying? We're making this quote unquote quantum leap into these out of the 3D realm and into these higher dimensions, and we gotta leave fear behind. Michael Delane, blessings. Nakia, Illy, peace, peace. The lioness, Wagwan, Wagwan. Ross Gabriel, Tafari, Guavalas. Blessings. Peace, love, and light. Hayden, what's up, what's up? Yeah. But right now is a time, and I had to have multiple little bullet points to make sure I fully express all these aspects. But uh, using consciousness to bullshit ourselves. Like and I watched myself. I was leaning towards trying to do it, talking with my brethren, and I kind of caught in that moment, like, nah, stop making excuses for yourself. But like, say for instance, you might have a vibe of like, man, my intuition telling me to wait a little longer before I take action. My intuition telling me to wait for this to line up. Like basically using, our consciousness in essence to bullshit it. Like we're using our quote unquote consciousness, or let's just say our in an unconscious manner, our consciousness is being used to lie to ourselves, and to not take action, in certain areas. But basically, again, now is the vibrate. The best moment is the moment that a actual thought arises. So if I'm feeling like, man, I should be doing music, then I need to be fucking in front of a tablet writing down some fucking songs, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like, oh, well, when this line up or this, like, nah, none of that shit. Like that type of lying to ourselves is done, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, higher self, our inner guidance, is getting much more stricter on us as well. Like we done went through the baby fine stages, because just like with us delivering this information as above, so below, our inner guidance, starts off a little soft, allow for us to not be scared to become our greatest version. But it gets to a point where we'll start to plateau out in our consciousness. So it needs another level of like sternness in order to kick us into a higher gear again. You know what I'm saying? Because we could get within a comfort zone within consciousness, so to speak. Like where we'll kind of just use consciousness as a disguise, like a just well, I know this and I know that, you know what I'm saying? But are you taking actions to be your greatest version? And for the most part, it's all uniquely different for all of us, you know, but around the board, it's telling us to kick shit into gear, you know what I'm saying? And stop playing around and playing with ourselves, It's a strong energy surge supporting our shift out of this 3D and supporting this quantum leap. And a lot of matter of fact, shout out because as I said that, shout out to High Self YouTube channel and Katie Pasternak because I came across her message because which I got some other videos I got to drop after this live that I did yesterday. But like it's been that been the vibe I've been feeling. It's like it's no longer time to bullshit ourselves. Again, using consciousness, as a little the ego taking a little back door and trying to bullshit us, on that level. But again, And that's why I say game over. Like the game is over. Like, game. I mean, here at my sister Kerr, my little nephew, PlayStation, but the game is over. It's time to really step into this vibe. And our ego becoming more and more like a detrimental disease. And like I think about that, like one of the aspects of like the Bird Box movie, another aspect to it again was that surrender to the unknown or let your egoic mind fear eat you alive, so you could either, put on that blindfold and surrender, and when we say surrender, that doesn't mean sitting around taking no action. Surrendering to the universe means, taking the quote unquote accurate action or the right action that your inner guidance is telling you to take. Cause I watch myself like how I bullshitted myself. So say for instance, like I the universe telling us to take action, let's just say, but we know, and again, this all goes to our uniqueness because only we know what we should be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where you just gotta go within. You're not gonna really learn that externally, as far as like how you bullshitting yourself, how you bullshitting yourself. Like I don't know what's going on inside of you, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But how you bullshitting yourself. But like, say for instance, I know that I need to be reaching out and socializing with people more. I know I should be doing music, tapping into that realm more. But here it is, where the egoic mind could be like, oh well, like say for instance, let me do more videos, like for my YouTube channel, and of course that is taking action, and that is, progressively going in a direction. But even with that, it's like my high self, like, all right, you could, because you are articulating yourself well, your YouTube does help, you know what I'm saying? But if you're using that to bullshit yourself out of music, you're only harming yourself. If you're using that to bullshit yourself out of doing other things, you're only harming yourself. And plus, if you're gonna stay close to that vibe, then you should really be like be, because another thing too, being more organized, like a lot of these blessings are here for us. And matter of fact, in order to make that strong leap, we're gonna take strong, actions. Like whatever action is necessary in these times, especially if we kind of been procrastinating in certain areas, it's gonna feel like your ego gonna feel like I gotta, like say for instance, for those of us who people pleasing, it only gets worse. So again, I spoke of this like lesson loops, so this in the general aspect of lesson loops. Like as you let that lesson pass, that first trip is gonna come back harder, you know. Like so if you're a people pleaser, universe is gonna give you a chance to come out of that loop, in a more easier form. Then you don't do it that time, then it's gonna come back a little harder, and a little harder to the point of making it to where if you staying in your ego and being scared, and more so being in that egoic fear, then you never gonna make that jump, and then you're gonna, again, this is where, that book of Revelation and the end of the world vibes and stuff like that, it's not as far fetched as you think. As far as the seriousness of us, letting go of our egoic mind fear moving forward, and how much is becoming so much like a disease right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's getting to the point again, like Bird Box, like, bro, if you even just take off that blindfold a little bit, you know what I'm saying? That egoic mind fear is gonna eat you alive. You know what I'm saying? So that aspect again is getting very, 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 very strong. And again, like, so say for instance, for example, again with myself, like creating more of what I'm already doing, knowing that I may be lying to myself because I know that I should be working in other areas. Like say for instance, you said on the vice versa vibe, like say for instance, if I was just doing music right now, but I knew like, bro, I want to start a YouTube channel and I want to start doing jewelry, but since the universe telling me to take action, I'm gonna just do more music. You know, it's like, nah, you bullshitting yourself. Like, cause you're trying to use the take action, but again, you're taking your consciousness and trying to be unconscious with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I know I want to do these other things, but let me just still do this. And again, it's not you know, in that uniquely, again, I'm speaking more so from my experience, you know, dealing with what I'm doing, but you know, we can't bullshit ourselves. And matter of fact, like what you'll see with the videos I drop later, speaking on Ophiuchus and Orion and the Book of Enoch and the sevens, you know, but like is that's why they took the Book of Enoch out of the fucking not now I see why, you know what I'm saying? Because that gives so much insight to what we're dealing with right now. And even when Enoch was with the archangels, and it's like, whoa, what's those seven mountains or those seven storms? He was like, that's where, you know, certain beings like locked up and like going through a certain level of suffering because they didn't step forward when it was time to step forward. That sounds familiar. That sounds like what we going through right now. You know what I'm saying? And you start to see like, all right, you know, and again with these texts and stuff like that too. You know, it still has deeper meanings within it, you know, but is, you know, upfront about at least that vibe of us like really stepping to this place of again letting these heavy energies of fear, because again, like those 49 good angels and stuff like that from the Book of Enoch, but I ain't gonna go into that because I got videos on it. But like it's letting that lower energy, you know, we got these strong fears in each chakra. It might be a fear of being confident, a fear of being sexual, a fear of taking action, a fear of speaking up, a fear of tapping into inner visions, you know what I'm saying? Like in, you know, different fears of different chakras, you know what I'm saying, that have to be released. There's a heavy energies. You know, basically we are, and again, it's not like we're not killing our ego completely. It's more so having control, or more so you know, dealing with our higher self and higher guidance, and not letting the egoic mind and fear deter us from, you know, what we're doing. Of course, we got a ego on a level. Again, I got a bodysuit, and when I, you know, that all we all are one vibe. You know, say for instance, when I get hungry, that doesn't pertain, like that all is one vibe doesn't pertain to when I get hungry, because hey, I gotta feed this bodysuit, meaning I gotta identify with this bodysuit enough to feed myself and take care of myself, you know what I'm saying? But it's when we get into that egoic identification vibe where it becomes detrimental to our growth. But basically, it's a death before death, you know what I'm saying, where we're releasing, you know, like how I say, weighing the heart against the feather, you know what I'm saying? That's being weighed out to a certain extent right now, you know, where we letting loose these heavy energies, you know, and stepping into a realm of you know, being lighter, you know what I'm saying? Being light, letting our heart be as light as a feather, you know, and that's why again everything points to the heart chakra work, you know, the four horsemen vibes becoming more prevalent. You know, four horsemen in essence the fixed signs of the zodiac. You know, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus. You know, and in the Bible, the age of the Taurus. You know, with the bull, with Moses and all that. Then you get into the Hebrew vibes with Solomon and King David. That's kind of dealing with the Leo constellation, because the heart the well, because that deals with the heart. The star of David is the, you know, the heart chakra, and dealing with the Leo constellation, the tribe of Judah, the lion of the tribe of Judah, you know, all those little aspects. But anyway, uh you know, just now is again surrendering to the unknown, and letting our egoic mind uh or should I say surrender. We got to surrender to the unknown, or or our egoic mind and that fear is going to eat us alive, you know. You know, if we know, and another thing too, it's like, well, you may be asking, well, why can't we always been getting information with clarity? We just been not doing our due diligence in certain areas, you know, as far as like being clear at following that inner guidance, you know, because a lot of us get that inner guidance, know we getting that inner guidance, but you know, we kind of find a way to lie to ourselves and go some, you know, go in another direction, you know, but we're no longer being allowed to bullshit ourselves. this is really happening, you know what I'm saying? The Bible thumpers wasn't too crazy on the vibe of dealing with the book of Revelations, you know, like it's really the quote unquote end of the world for our 3D existence and that egoic mind and dealing with fear, you know, it's the end of that, you know what I'm saying? And as we're moving forward, you know, it's only getting worse. As a matter of fact, so another aspect to the right now, seeing the vibe to detox, you know, physically and mentally. We want to be more clear, you know, because you know certain foods, you know, causing us to have a certain level of you know, of fear, and it's stopping us and blocking us from doing what we got to do. Or just in general, you know, too much foods causes, you know, too much. That's different. A lot of different energies going on when we taking in food. That's different vibrations. You know what I'm saying? And those different vibrations is influencing, you know, our guidance to excuse me, to some extent. You know, it could kind of get in there and kind of throw us off with our, you know, with knowing for sure and having clarity with our inner guidance, and also making sure we ask for guidance. Like I'm, like you know, like higher self, bro. Let me know with clarity what I gotta do. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Just give me that little tap on the shoulder, like, hey, this situation right here is to break out of the karma of being guilty about certain things. You gotta take this type of action in this situation. You know, like act like let high self know, like, bro, whatever it is, I'm ready to do it. Just you know, present it to me with a tremendously high level of clarity, you know, and allow for me to see it with so much clarity that I won't be able to deny that this is the action to take. You know what I'm saying? Talk to you know, talk to, you know, to higher self and get that inner that inner guidance, you know. And again, also, again, big action for big change, you know. We know if we've been kind of sideways, like, you know, allowing our egoic mind fear to kind of, you know, again, have us procrastinating or have us sway away from different actions to be taken. You know, it's like, hey, it's only gonna get worse. Again, the lesson loops only get harder and harder as you allow those situations to pass. You know, so if you're a people pleaser and source puts you in a situation, high self puts you in a situation to, you know, check people on your authenticity, to be like, hey, nah, I don't, you know, like where you gotta just be authentic, and that authenticness is gonna not be nice, you know, but it's what's needed, you know, it's your authenticity, you know. But in those moments, if you so say for instance you gotta, like, you're a people pleaser that try to be nice to people. At first you're gonna have to prove yourself, not say prove yourself, but in essence, you know, to higher self, to break out of that lesson loop, you know, it's gonna be in front of just one person. You know, one person. You just gotta, you know, it's just gonna be in between y'all, and you just gotta be like, hey, you know, forget this being nice and this and that. Now, if you miss that time with that one person, then you'll be in a situation with about a crowd of like six people, and you know, and you gotta, in front of those six people, you gotta, and which with extra energy, it kind of makes it a little more like, like you gotta be stronger to be real in that moment. All right, you let that moment pass. Now you gotta be real in front of a classroom of little kids. You know, like the universe gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, unless like, that's why it's important now is to vibrate, you know, dealing with these energies in the moment, because if we don't, it come back around tenfold. And that's with everything, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, abundance. But like, we are abundant on all levels, and we get abundance, you know, from either side of the polarities. You know, we are abundant in general, and it could either be abundance in negativity and things that pull us down away from our ascension, or abundance of things that you know, bring us, not say down or up, but bring us in alignment with our soul ascension, in alignment with higher self. You know what I'm saying? But you know, realizing again, as we let those moments pass, they only get, you know, only get worse. You know. Like matter of fact, I bullcoined and wrote that down. But like big action for big change. Like if somebody like, hey, bro, you want to go skydiving tomorrow? Yep, let's go sky. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm, in that jokingly sense, but I use that example because, like, say for instance, how most of us may have a fear of skydiving, but that because we've been sitting back procrastinating on that type of level, we may get asked like the universe tapping our shoulder, like, hey, now it's because you've been procrastinating in order to break out of this cycle of this energy. You got to do something like skydive. You know what I'm saying? And I just use skydiving for example, but something that's gonna have that type of like, damn, all right, I gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, remembering this coming from the ego. You know, in these times right now, like if it's anything, again, like any fear or in general about the future or things of this nature. And of course, we're gonna have like again little anxieties and stuff, but for the most part, that's coming from the negative aspect of the egoic mind being scared and like and what else making it kind of strong now too is because the energy is just overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? Like the energies that's really in support of us, is very strong and it's pushing through, and the ego is just basically, that fear more so is just shitting itself, you know what I'm saying? And the more we allow for it to linger, the more, it's gonna hinder us. And matter of fact, now it's like a stopping point, like where we're no longer allowed to even play around. Like it's basically surrender. No longer will we be like we moving into a realm where we're not dealing with fear. We're not dealing with these lower vibrations. Like it's really real. Like we gotta leave this bullshit behind. Like it's really, like we like to say in Louisiana, it's up there, man. It's up there like the interstate, bro. It's up there. It's all the way up. You know what I'm saying? It's that time. You know what I'm saying? And you not, nobody is gonna be allowed to move like being our greatest version of, like you're not gonna defy the, how can I say, not gonna say the logistics, but the algorithm that we set in place as a group, as a whole consciousness. You're not gonna defy that aspect of like moving to a higher dimension with heavier energies attached to you. We set down the algorithms for that already. Like nobody about to like, so it's either let go of that fear, let go of that attachment to the 3D realm, or stay in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because obviously you must want to stay in it if you're not doing what you got to do. Because again, our guidance is only getting stern. It's getting more like that parent, like, all right, you should know better. You know what I'm saying? Type of vibe. So again, uh, leaving that fear consciousness and that 3D, of course we again being in this world, you know what I'm saying, this doesn't mean we floating off, because that's another aspect to it, is taking that action to be grounded as well. You know what I'm saying? Like making sure we are grounded because we're doing the work in this 3D realm, laying the foundation for other beings to come through. But if I'm floating around and not taking action on things that I know I should be taking action on, then I'm not doing my due diligence. And then at that point, again, like, and that's using consciousness to run away from what we really have to do. Like, oh well, let me just be holier than thou by just meditating and like, nah. Like, and two is all unique to what we did come down here for within our own unique inner guidance. So I'm just speaking more so from my perspective dealing with myself, but whatever your inner guidance may be, you know a lot of us for sure been knowing since we little kids what, kid, children, whatever, when we first came into this bodysuit, we've been knowing like what I want to be and what, what I'm saying, and what I'm dealing with. And I always wanted to do music and help people. Like I was like, they ain't got no college course for being a light being, like and which I, of course I wasn't called a light being, but like I just like, bro, I want to help people get into a realm of dealing with truth, because I saw how false the Catholic Church was and religion at a 5, 6 years old. I was like, not feeling church and all those vibes, because I knew like God was within me. But like, again, Like I always had that vibe of like, man, I just want to put everybody on game like that, and that's what I love to do. Like that's like, bro, I just and again pop a leg, but that door open, I just want to open the door, man. I just like I love to open the door, you know what I'm saying, and introduce people to things that could be beneficial to their soul and help them grow, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, and don't confuse. That's another aspect that I didn't really get too into. Don't confuse playing it safe, like playing it safe or being in that comfort zone. Don't confuse playing it safe with being practical. Because, and what I mean by that, of course, we are beings that are capable of doing any and all things. And at the same time, yet you want to have like a certain level of practicality about what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Or like what you're doing, like in the moment, like, all right, I know I want to create this certain type of business, but I gotta be like in some level, I gotta have practicality about the actions I'm gonna take to, start this business from where I'm at in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, like trying to. So, example, going outside of practicality, like, oh yeah, let me just go ask Mark Cuban on Shark Tank for $1 million, right? Like, nah, work within the kind of more practical realm. Now, unless your energy is letting you know like that is an open opportunity to you, but again, from the perspective of like nah, like you're not really there yet, then you got to be practical. Like, all right, from the position I'm in the now, in the moment, you know, what can I do? That again, I know there's no limits to what I'm doing, but I have to be somewhat practical about my actions. But again, don't let that practicality turn into playing it safe and being in a comfort zone of like taking little to no action, or more so playing it small. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to use your practicality, your practicalness, but not on a level to where you're playing small. You know what I'm saying? Like where you're small balling it when you know you should be taking these these big actions. Again, big change, big action. You know what I'm saying? Small change. Are you small changing it? Small actions, you know what I'm saying, go bring about small change, you know what I'm saying? But again, we on different levels of our growth, like how they talk about first waivers, second waivers, third waivers, some of us, we all ascending on different levels, you know what I'm saying? So this message is for who it, may pertain to, you know what I'm saying? But again, don't confuse that, like that playing it safe comfort zone vibe. Don't try to let that be disguised as being practical, because again, yeah, you got to have some level of practicalness about your actions in the moment, working towards some type of future goal, but not being practical to the point where you're just playing it so small to where you're missing out on what you really want and what really is waiting for you. Like the universe does have these big things waiting for us right now, but the reason why we're not seeing them because we playing it small and playing it safe. You know what I'm saying? And now it's not the vibrate for that. Now it's the vibrate to really again take these real actions. But and again, not using consciousness, to bullshit ourselves, like, oh man, my intuition telling me to like not take action right now, my intuition telling me to not make music right now, my intuition telling me to not start doing YouTube videos yet. When your intuition gonna tell you, you know, that's how you realize, like, all right, if I'm not being in the moment, maybe that's something that's trying to bullshit me to just be sitting around waiting, you know. And again, this in times is really real. Like as this vibration that's supporting our higher self and supporting us making this split, the more and more of those energies that don't want to, that's trying to hold on is going to try to hold on. So again, that's why asking for inner guidance is very key right now, and making sure we detoxing on any and all levels, to the best of our abilities, physically, eating a little less, because matter of fact, detoxing. We're about to move into a Virgo full moon, and Virgo energy, being organized and taking care of yourself. And matter of fact, the area of the body, one of the areas I know dealing with the intestines, and the intestines, being clean has a lot to do with our our well-being, our energy, the way we feeling, has a lot to do with what crud and crap is stuck in our intestines. So detoxing on a physical level, being a little light on our intestines, so again, eating less or eating healthier, whatever the case may be. We're all uniquely different in that area, you know, to some extent, different strokes for different folks, but, again, detoxing and mentally too, like making sure we're taking that time to meditate and be clear, because again, the Virgo energy deals with the Hermit card, and the tarot cards, and the Hermit deals with being to ourselves, like kind of being that loner to some extent, to be, to know thyself, like to be by yourself, to really get a clear understanding of who and what you are and what you really want and what you should be doing in this moment. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like that fear and that egoic mind is is taking these little sneaky back doors, and trying to fool us into bullshitting ourselves about our growth, you know. So just making sure we're not bullshitting ourselves. And again, surrender, surrender to the unknown. Again, the bird box analogy. You know, put the blindfold on and take action. Like Bird Box, they had like she could have stayed in that same little area with the blindfold, but she's like, nah, I gotta get to this place that I gotta get to, and we gotta do it with blindfolds, you know, because if I stay in these little certain areas, this fear is gonna bang us up. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta keep it moving. You know, like it's no longer time to game over. Shout out to Left Flip, game over. Flip, flip, flip. It's that time. You know, that time. And also, if I didn't say this, remember it's about the feelings we get in the now moment. Like we're reading downloads again, like we're reading what actions we should take. Again, when I talk about not bullshitting ourselves, like, well, we know we should be taking action, but what we're trying to do is like, oh yeah, again, where our consciousness try to bullshit us in essence. Well, all right, I should be taking action. Well, I'm gonna take more action in the area that I know that I shouldn't really, not say that you shouldn't be really taking action in, but that's not really important. Like, oh, I'm gonna just take action to take action. Nah, like take action in areas that you need the growth in. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of trying to, like say for instance, I know I don't need to take like sometimes it is a vibe for me to like do something different within my day, but that doing something different should be in alignment with actions that's gonna clear some energy that I'm heavy in, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just taking any old action. Oh yeah, I took an action to go here, but that action to go to this place really ain't lifting no energy, it's really not lifting those heavy energies and removing that lesson loop and that block from you, you know what I'm saying? Like you're basically bullshitting yourself and just, oh yeah, let me just go take any action. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, it's again, remembering it's about the feelings you get in the moment, not the feeling from being in our thoughts of the past and the future. You know, like it's like when something come up in that moment, and also too, like with pay attention strongly to like quote unquote angel numbers that's coming to us and when they coming to us. Because I got one on record right now that I gotta go look up. Yesterday I got a message when I was leaving out of Whole Foods. I look at my receipt and it had a little, price came out to 111, and it's some type of message in that moment that deals with those numbers, but unique to where I was at in that moment. You know what I'm saying? And And so again, because another thing too, we liberating ourselves through being in the moment and surrendering to higher self and taking actions in alignment with higher self, not just taking actions all willy nilly. Again, on some vibe where it's just really our ego that took the back door and got us taking action in areas that doesn't, support our spiritual ascension and growth. It's just like any old action, but not an action that really actually helps. You know what I'm saying? Like like say for instance, you hanging from a noose, you know what I'm saying, and the universe say take action right now, take action to help yourself, you know and you hanging from a noose. They got an axe somewhere like close in your hands reach, where you could kind of chop the noose, or axe, knife, whatever, but you got something to cut the noose, and right there, and you're hanging from that noose, and the universe say take action. And instead of trying to grab that knife to cut yourself down, you're like, all right, take action. Let me start singing. Like, la, la, la. Like you're trying to sing with a noose around you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like take action in a way that's really going to help you. Like, cut this noose from around your neck. And then you could sing and take action. But, again, it's like, what action is required right now to lift these heavy energies off of you? Not no bullshit ass actions, you know what I'm saying? So I went on that rant long enough, but because it's just very key. Again, I think about that book of Enoch, like that that vibe, in which is not haunting to me, is haunting to my ego, but that vibe of like, when Enoch asked the angel about, what's going on with those seven mountains and chakras, and we talk about how, ancestors are like how we go internally, like, so say for instance when certain ancestors transition, them going inside of our energy fields as well, and it could be part of those lower energies, being locked in these chakras, you know what I'm saying, in which again I got another video that's gonna go into that, but the angel was like, hey, that's the place where these certain souls locked in it, because they didn't answer they didn't answer their calling when it was time, you know what I'm saying, and right now it's time, and if you don't answer these calls, you be stuck in, and more so not just on a level of like stuck in a certain chakra, but be back in the body, trapped in your chakras again, you know what I'm saying, back in this physical realm, locked into those chakras for another, you know, 24,000 or whatever years, until another age comes about, to another situation come about, to for you to release yourself from that bind to the 3D and physical realm. But basically that's it. Shout out to everybody. I try to go back and see some things. Blessings. Andrew, Satori, my G, blessings. Blackheart Blasian, Jesse Singh, what's up? Lovely Lissy, blessings. Katrina Jones, blessings. Bewitched. Maybe I could pull a card for the day. Maybe I could pull a card for the day right quick. Let's pull a card for right now. Give me 1 second. Let me grab the cards right quick. Cause I did that reading. And matter of fact, I remember, if I'm not mistaken, cause I still gotta go look back at that video, cause that video applies. In which, when I did that tarot card reading, that other video where I did my feng shui tarot card layout, realizing that like when I said these energies pertaining to now to the 20th, I didn't realize that, like indirectly I picked the time right, like what kind of right after the full moon in essence, but the energies does move, new moon to full, like those energies persist. Now, of course, the full moon energies start coming in like even before the new moon is finished out, but they like, meet at that point. But we're gonna we're gonna do some little divination on the cards right quick. Pull for today. But blessings, man. And that's beautiful, man. I'm great that y'all you know feel that vibe of connection. Matter of fact, we gotta keep the trolls out, man. I don't know. I gotta start dealing with like having little moderators for live videos and stuff like that. Which of course, energetically, I gotta keep the trolls out of myself, so they don't pop up in the physical, because that's also inner work. A lot of inner work has to do with that. But at the same time, still, uh, again, trolls gonna be trolls in essence. Somebody always gonna be hate. But yeah, let's see the card for the day. Cause matter of fact, yeah, I remember I pulled the Hermit card. You know, for that reading, and Hermit again dealing with the Virgo energy, and that's what a full moon is. But this is a daily pull for right now for today. What's the importance for the day? All right, tarot cards. You already moved with the divine energy of source, but I just want to ask you, what are the energies that we're dealing with today? What type of energy? What more so? Yeah, what type of energy we dealing with today? What we need to know for the day. All right, let's see. Shuffle them up good. Ha! And I would see this again, like this goes with the video, and which I don't read this card like other people. Some people have like they look at, like, oh, this is a bad card. No, there's no good and bad what I experience. But the first thing I think about is like, the swords deal with air, and the air deal with our thoughts. And this what happens when you let all like these too much thoughts, what I'm saying, bother you. You gonna be laying on the ground like this, especially right now in these times. So today, make sure we staying out of our mind. You know what I'm saying? Bro, this is so synchronistic and funny. Like, get the fuck out of our mind. Like, and two, it's funny because just how they depict it. It's like, bro, this dude got like mad swords in his body. like, you know what I'm saying? His thoughts really done fucked him over. Cause I know they got another card with swords that kind of got like the same personification, where the swords are like a burden, but like this one really like just showing like, bro, like working on stopping those thoughts from haunting us, because we could be laying on the ground. We could be, you know, stuck laying down in this matrix, in this, in this, again, this experience on this earthly plane is definitely beautiful, but it's not for us to stay here. You know what I'm saying? It's about going back home. And again, the swords deal with the air energy. So that deals with the thoughts and the words. Matter of fact, don't let the words mess over us either. You know what I'm saying? Making sure we not speaking out of fear, and because our words are kind of like setting things in stone. So making sure that the words we delivering, is of a vibration where it's not hindering. It's not speaking from fear. Like, oh, like where how sometimes we say we be voicing some old scary shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like not dealing with don't be basically shooting yourself in the foot with your words, and as well as thoughts. But yeah, definitely in the number 10, dealing with the 10 sephirots, and also that's like well, 10 is like the next cycle of number, like from really 9 is the last number, and then it's just a continuation from there. But staying our thoughts, you know, and dealing with our words in a manner that's beneficial, for our ascension, you know. But, matter of fact, while I'm looking at it though, let me see what let me see. Ten of Swords deals with the Sun in Gemini. You know, that Sun energy. You know, Sun energy, health, pride, identity, leadership, dealing with self, confidence, fruitfulness, radiance, expressiveness. You know what I'm saying? And what I said, and then Gemini dealing with versatility, being chatty, you know, talking lively, verbal, communicative, you know, mobile, distractive. Matter of fact, and again, making sure our words are benefiting, you know, speaking in moments when we should be speaking and not speaking and be you know, speaking as far as like in communication levels, you know what I'm saying? But just making sure that our words are in a place of being beneficial, you know, to our soul ascension and not harmful, like what we saying some old scary shit, you know, again, like you know, lying to ourselves in some type of way with our words and our thoughts, you know, and not again dealing with the sun in Gemini, you know, the negative aspects, you know, letting your pride, you know, rule that tongue or your thought realm, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be uh over prideful with the tongue, you know what I'm saying? And for the most part, that's it. That's all I kind of get from that. But you know, just stop right there. Oh, God, Sherry, blessings, Derica. But yeah. All right. Congratulations, Andrew, getting off of those Zans, man. Definitely, bro. For me in my journey, that path I've been seeing, I had to come off of that, or should I say, those horses, you know. And that's funny, no coincidence. If you wanna ride, do 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 do, ride the white horse. Or they say don't ride the white horse, something. But yeah, like getting over those addictions, man, definitely important. Great to hear, man. Much love and blessings to you with that. But yeah, just getting out of our head right now is very important. Again, like the bird box vibe, like you know, being in your thoughts, you know, it's just gonna create a fearful hell for you. Cause another thing too, you know, we have clear cognizant thoughts that come through. Like again, we have these ideas of higher self that, you know, just come, but they come in just like a clear, like, you know, bam, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not just constantly chattering in your mind, you know, because if you find yourself chattering, just always remember now is the vibrate. If you find yourself in your thoughts too much, then you're either like worrying or being in your thoughts about the future or being in your thoughts about the past. You're not focusing on the moment. And by not focusing on the moment, like by being in your thoughts, to some extent, excuse me, it's a slap in the face to higher self saying, I don't appreciate this moment. You know, like I fuck this moment. I'd rather be in these fearful ass thoughts of mine, you know. So the universe, like, oh, your wish is my command. More fucked up ass thoughts for you. You know, so you could stay down in this physical plane like your actions is showing me that you seem like you want, you know. Again, the universe is like as much as we make fun like it like as a joke, like, you know, joking about it, like it is a beautiful thing that the universe, you know, higher self, we got that choice. Like, you know, you could stay in this motherfucker if you want to. You could stay in Chuck E. Cheese with the lights cut off. You know, it's no, you know, if that's what you want, you know, as long as that's what you want, or and it's not about like just wanting something without taking action. You know, you have to take action. You know what I'm saying? If I want something, I gotta allow for my actions to show that I want that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just sitting around just like hoping and wishing and just, like visualizing and not taking action. Like we have to take some type of action. Like this whole year is a year of, being grounded in the fit, like, becoming like that mountain. The reason why a mountain is able to reach so high is because it's so grounded. You know what I'm saying? It's extremely grounded. Its foundation is certified, so it's able to rise up to those heights. But you know, that's basically it. Man. Yep, yep. Time to meditate. And I got videos on meditation. If that video ain't like my main video, like, well, that's normally to like to new subscribers when they subscribe. I got like that first video like up front, but yeah, definitely. You know, it's about focusing on what helps us. Because another thing too, as I got that question, and you know, just to answer quickly, Andrew, yes, I could astral project. How does that help me on my spiritual growth? You know, like when we looking at crystals and all these little divination systems, make sure we using it to actually benefit. Like again, trying to take these back doors of like, oh yeah, I know what astral projection is and I could do it. I'm spiritual. Now you get your ass left on this motherfucking earth. Just bullshitting, thinking that, oh yeah, I'm dealing with something of that ilk, so I'm cool. I play with tarot cards, so I'm spiritual and I'm going to make this ascension. No, it's about using these systems and all these things to actually beneficially ascend. You know what I'm saying? Like how I use this to give a message of like what we should really be dealing with, and not just playing like, oh yeah, this is cool, like this card, and like, you know what I'm saying. And again, Andrew, I'm not trying to you know say you're coming at it like that, but just just being aware when I just hear people ask them questions and that type of little like, oh, can you do this? Like, you know, man, it's about again using this information like with a past life. Oh, I was a such and such in a past life. I was. How does that help you right now? Like, are you using that information to help you get out of the fucking shit that's holding you down right now? Or are you just playing around like, oh yeah, man, when I was, in the past life, I once was a such and such, and I was once a pig, or I once was this. If you're not using that information to help you on your spiritual growth and help you to not give into these fears, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all fine and dandy, but is it helping you get over these lower vibrational energies that's keeping you in the 3D realm? Like, ask yourself that whenever you're dealing with whatever you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's me coming off strong like this, is that energy moving through me right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, it ain't no time for this type of bullshit, man. Like, we got to be really dealing with these, divination systems and all this to really help ourselves, you know, and not using it again, like how I started off with this video, using consciousness to bullshit yourself as the ego taking a back door, like it's just a way of, again, taking some type of action that's not the action that's truly going to help, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, we want to learn about how to deal with the subconscious, but now that we learn about it, actively using that knowledge to clear out our subconscious mind, and do what we gotta do. We do, yeah, learn about sigils and sigil magic, and that's and crystal magic, but using it to help us get out of this 3D realm, to help us ascend spiritually, and not just playing with the information just to like, oh yeah, I know this and I know that, you know. Like, how is this helping you get out of this realm? You know? like that. That's the that's what it is. You know. But yeah. Oh man, don't. Yeah, Andrew, you see, and being in that alignment, you know, understanding that, you know what I'm saying? Like, because again, I could have played with the vibe of, oh man, astral projection is about, you know, this and that, you know, and that and this, and which is good to know about these different things, because I'm definitely like, if you look at my videos through the years, I'm an advocate of, you know, pushing ourselves in the metaphysical realms, you know what I'm saying, and practicing more on our metaphysical abilities, but you know, just making sure we also just doing the works to make sure we're not, excuse me, holding ourselves down in this 3D realm with these heavy energies, you know. But no, I'm not like that's for that person, young Phoenix. You know, I do what I do, and other people do what they do. You know, I be my unique self. You know, other people be their unique selves. I do what I'm always in the realm of reality of what I'm dealing with because this is what's true to me. You know what I'm saying? Whenever other things pop up, I speak on it. You know, like when things outside of the realm of like crystals and you know, like I like to deal with, you know, the subconscious, deeper, you know, that magic energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I deal with stuff outside those realms when it's time. You know, when higher self is like, hey, you know, you should be dealing with that. But for the most part, everybody, you know, it's like a potluck. Somebody got the hot dog. Somebody got the. Matter of fact, somebody got the vegan hummus. Somebody got the vegan chips. You know, somebody whipping up the you know how you say quinoa. Somebody good at whipping up. You know a vegan salad. You know, like everybody has a certain dish that they're great at whipping up, and we fuck up the party whenever we're great at making one dish, but then we try to do a dish that somebody else is great at. It's like, nah, we fuck like nobody make you know, again for like real hot dogs like so and so make hot dogs. Nobody make a celery casserole like so and so make a celery casserole. So why would the person that's good at hot dogs try to make a celery casserole and the person that's good at making celery casserole try to make hot dogs? You know, it don't make, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I would answer that question, young Phoenix. I hope that answered your question. But this that's it for you know. And yeah, and again, I'm aware of that. I'm aware that my like for better or worse, you know, it's our unique perspectives chiming in on certain things because I'm like that myself. Like I would be contradicting to not. I feel I definitely feel where you're coming from and I hear you because I definitely again like that's why I said that like when certain things you know meant for me like I feel a vibe for me to chime in. I feel like high self tapping me on the shoulder like hey you normally don't deal with this type of information but you know people would definitely like to hear your perspective on this situation. It's like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like with me doing you know, the updates on the full moons, new moons. Like, as much as I'm not, you know, because I'm a perfectionist. So as much as I do know a lot of things about astrology, I'm not like that, you know, person that's just every day knowing all these things and constantly studying astrology. You know, and that aspect of that perfectionist make me not want to do those videos. But on the flip side, people really love my perspective. Those videos that I do on that energy, people chime in. You know what I'm saying? Really, you know, or should I say people really tune in. So I see like, well, all right, it's that unique perspective that a lot of people be wanting to tap into. But uh, again, I just I stay in the lane of what I'm great at until something called me outside of those realms. Yep. I forgot who got that quote. What's his name? Oscar Wilde, I think. Oscar Wilde, Will Day, whatever. But like something about you could only be yourself because everybody else is taken. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. Imagine if all the organs in the body wanted to, or different cells in the body didn't want to be themselves and want to mimic another cell. You know, how thrown off our body would be. You know, if the cells in the brain want to mimic the cells in the liver, or the cells in the liver want to mimic, you know, or even uniquely in the one spot, like there's certain cells in one part of the liver, or a cell in one part of the liver trying to act exactly like another cell, and it's like, nah, each one is uniquely in its little place with a unique perspective and energy that is bringing forth to the table. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to take away from that. But yeah, I'm gonna leave off on this little note. Maybe I could answer this quickly. As a matter of fact, uh, check out my video on, because I think it got a lot of views too. It might be under my playlist, universally viewed frequently. That's my playlist where I got the videos, and which I need to update it, but my videos with a lot of views. And one of them I was talking about how to know when your higher self, like how to identify when your higher self is speaking to you. Like I did, that's why that video has so much views, because I did a great job at it. So I'm not gonna try to redo that right now, but I could just say that, you know, the higher self voice, like the egoic mind, is always gonna try to be loud, and it's like a loud and common voice. How we call people loud and common, like it's gonna be that. Like the egoic mind is gonna again try to be like the loudest voice, that that uh that inner self and higher self vibe, you catch, is gonna be a subtle, but like it's not, you could tell that this voice not trying to be loud because it got power backing it up, if that makes sense. Just like as above, so below, just like with certain people, a person that's like loud and because how they say that the empty wagons make the most noise. Man, shout out to my old substitute teacher, Miss Vise, for always bringing that quote up. She was a part, played a part in my, spirit growth, trying to ring that in, like the empty wagons make the most noise. So, and think about when you're in your thoughts, it's like, compared to, a subtle vibe that comes through that tells you to speak in this moment, and it's subtle. It ain't trying to over talk it to you. It's just subtly like, boom, this is what it is. And you could feel that although it wasn't as loud as the egoic mind vibes, it was definitely strong in energy. You could feel like, I think, matter of fact, that's another analogy I did. I don't know, in that video or just a think fast, where I talk about our higher self voice is like, like its presence, like to put it in words, it's like an elephant in a mobile home, or elephant within a small house, that's sitting down, like that's sitting there and not moving, but you could feel his presence, you know what I'm saying? Because you're in this little small, place, and you could feel, that something big is here, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's subtle and quiet for the most part, it's like it's something huge, you know what I'm saying? Like it feels like that. But I don't want to make this video too long, because there are other people that want to, and I know how, again, if it, in some cases, yeah, the information not meant for a person if the timing of a video may run them away from it, but at the same time, having, a vibe where I don't want to make it too stretched out and long. But yeah, I definitely and the power of now, again, a great book to point out the tricks and trade of the ego, the power of now. Uh, by Eckhart Tolle. This book really helped me on my growth. Very beneficial. But yeah, and matter of fact, and I do have I have a playlist talking about uh being in the now with different videos that speak to that. But it's definitely gonna be I think if you just type in universal frequencies and spirit guides, that video of like deciphering higher self from egoic mind pop up. You know, because another thing too, your higher self is always guiding you with courage. You know, while your egoic mind is always gonna make a situation seem like it's something to be scared of. You know, like your higher self never gonna try to make you scared of doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's trying to make you aware of some type of danger, it's gonna deliver that message in a way for you to not fearmonger yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like so that's another aspect I would add to that. But yeah, that's yeah for the most part deciphering that high self from the ego and take a journal, you know, journaling and seeing when you took actions, like when you felt like you was in a fork in the road between like what you feeling like, you know, like a choice between following higher self or egoic mind, you know, you know, take take note of that, and after you make a decision, look at the outcome, and you'll start to you could go back and reference, all right, that subtle voice that was telling me to do this was really guiding me, because when I followed this other voice, you know, I end up in a fucking situation with no synchronicity. Because another thing too, you get more synchronicity when following your higher self. You know, it's more synchronized compared to feeling like you gotta fight your way through things when you're following your thoughts and, you know, that egoic mind trying to control shit. So it got you, you know, again, dealing with things in a way like whenever there's like zero synchronicity in your day and what you're doing, in some way, form, or fashion, you're mostly forcing things through your egoic mind, you know what I'm saying, and not allowing for yourself to surrender to the inner guidance of higher self and taking action due to following inner guidance, you know. And I got a video on that too. I think the name of it is I think it's inner guidance. They're dealing with the inner guide, following inner guidance first and foremost. That might be the name of the video, but that's basically it. Yeah. Hey, good one too. Yep. Gemini dream. Second guessing normally. Like again, because that second guessing is part of that fear vibe. Like our higher self gonna give it to simple and sweet. You know what I'm saying? And again, because we so used to being dysfunctional, you know, that's another thing. We've been in the habitual nature of being dysfunctional in our thoughts. You know, when that subtleness arise and tell us, for the most part, even when we're unconscious, we know that's our higher self. That's why we choose the other direction, because it's like, you know, it's like higher self letting us know, man, well, let me go over here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and you fucked up all over here, so it's allow for you to see, like, all right, it's something where I'm following this voice and they keep fucking over me. You know what I'm saying? So it gotta be with that subtle voice that I'm kind of scared to follow, that been telling me the same message strongly for all these years, all these months, all these days. You know what I'm saying? Whatever amount of time you've been ignoring it, you know. You know, even pop up and people talking to you in a certain way to even reassure you that that little subtle thought was the thought to go with. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it comes in very subtly, and it comes in, you know, quick, like thoughts are usually conjured up. Like you gotta sit there and be like, well, yeah, man, I wonder if this is, you know, like you're pondering a thought from higher self and from the higher mind is just gonna just come through, bam, like a little paragraph of information of like, all right, do this and that, or one action, whatever the case may be, but it's coming all in one scoop, and you're not just sitting there and conjuring it up like, well, you know, I think if, like, nah, you know, it's like, again, sit down and, you know, deal with self with meditation. I got meditation videos that you could check out and help with that. Appreciate the love. Well, hey, my voice box is, you know, I embrace it, you know, but you know, that's basically it. And remember the card I pulled. Y'all just tuned it in. That's the card for the day. You know, not being killed. The swords is the air element, the air. You know, Mercury. You know what I'm saying? You know that the thoughts. You know, being in the thoughts and the words. You know, because we could be lying to ourselves with our words, and we could be all in our thoughts instead of being in the moment. You're gonna end up laying on the ground like this, brother. You know, you let those things overpower spirit. You know, that's how you're gonna be. I forgot what it's the Ten of Swords. You know what I'm saying? This is a you got the major arcana and then the lesser what they call it, uh lesser arcana. You know, and these don't have necessarily names to them. You know, it's the Ten of Swords. But, you know, I'm even working on that right now to make sure I start to deal with a vibe again, uh, saving up and dealing with some little things, you know, because I definitely want to start connecting and you know, doing more consultations and stuff like that. Because I only did, I think, yeah, like only a few so far, like maybe like two or three. Sitting down to find a time with this little texting app, and again, even with that, like I heard that voice tried to come out like and give an excuse like, nah, I just gotta bear down and do what I gotta do in this moment to make sure I'm able to talk to people. You know what I'm saying? No excuses. I have multiple videos on Papa but Andrew. I just matter of fact, I just kind of did the video before this one was me speaking up on us being our unique selves because I was speaking to my energy, being connected with that Legba energy strongly, you know, and Legba for lack of a better word, but you know. As a matter of fact, I don't want to make this video too much about anything else. So I'm about to soon slide, y'all. But I appreciate the fam, man. Appreciate y'all. You know, and much love and support. You know, again, remembering to ask for that, ask higher self. Like, all right, what, you know, show me what should I be doing. Like with a tremendous amount of clarity. You know, guide me to the actions that I should be taking in this moment. You know, and again, your thoughts or your fear is gonna always try to make you run away from those situations. You know what I'm saying? So if you fearing anything, you know what I'm saying? Like if you fearing doing something, you know, in most cases that's the egoic mind stopping you. And whatever it is that you fear, that's probably what you should take action towards. You know what I'm saying? Like on that level. The book, I reference it. As a matter of fact, uh, to also see other vibes about tarot cards too. If you look up my tarot card videos, but I do have the name. It's I forgot the full name of the book. It's T. Susan Chang. T. Just the letter dot Susan Susan, and Chang is her last name, Chang. And she has a tarot correspondence book. I think it's called Tarot Correspondence by T. Susan Chang. That book right there, because matter of fact, basically what I did while we speaking on that, like I just went into it and because I'm a note taker, and I realized how much my brain be staying, information stays in there, but I got like, matter of fact, down to running it on my feng shui layout, but matter of fact, the different little charts speaking on like the different cards. Matter of fact, even speaking on the deacons, because they count the deacons from the zodiac signs as well. We got 3 deacons in each zodiac sign. Like Aries. Oh, my hand too high. The Aries, and then go through those little deacons. But yeah, that book there. Cause yeah, like, and it's a balance, like I guess because I do like to, I'm that perfectionist. Like I do want the logical aspects, and I do want to know what the people who made it actually wanted these things to represent. Not even like they wanted them to. They correspond with the energies of the you know of the universe, and that's what I'm saying, with these high divination systems. It is a balance. Like yeah, because say for instance, without reading certain cards, like, of course, so say for instance, I could read this card without knowing, but I did at least have to know that swords represent air. You know what I'm saying? Like, because without knowing any of that, I could have been like, oh, this means somebody gonna come stab you in the back or so. Like, you know what I'm saying? But with me knowing that the sword stands for air, the wand stands for fire, and the cups is for water, and the pinnacle is for earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing those vibes help. But yeah, for the most part, a tarot reading is intuitive, but it's a balance. It's like just like with astrology, you gotta know what these signs and energies mean. But when you're doing a natal chart for somebody, you also intuitively, speaking to them on some level as well. But that's basically it, y'all. Man, that's what all. I mean, I ain't gonna say it like that, but yeah, they probably in most libraries, especially college libraries, man, that's what a super occult and esoteric books at. Like the ones that they don't want you reading is in the libraries and in the and in the college libraries. So I would definitely say yes. They don't have a lot of that new age shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't knock it. Like, cause again, this book helped me. But there's books that even get into the deeper essence. Like, so say for instance, this is basically well, no, that's the law of attraction. I about to say the law of attraction basically is a play off of knowing about the law of correspondence from the Kabbalion. But just go read the Kabbalion, or the Hermetic principles, of Hermes, all the Emerald tablets. They all basically like the same literature. But all right, y'all, I'm about to go. I don't want to take away from the good vibes. People might not want to listen. Uh, Looking at how long the video is. But for the most part, like I know I just walk into like whatever area I'm in, like shit, from being in Baton Rouge in Louisiana and going to LSU library, and which my brother been doing more than me lately, and go and check out some fire little books, which you could just tell like these are the books that the people who make the new age books right now read. You know what I'm saying? Like, is the aspect, like say for instance the 3 occult books of Cornelius Agrippa, like big thick thing, and that got like basically all the occult information, like just basically almost all of it because it's a big ass book. But that came out of a library. Like matter of fact, the college in San Bernardino, uh, Cal State in San Bernardino. You know, I would go and think you had to pay so much to check out books when you're not a student in essence. But you know, that's what it is. But peace and blessings, y'all. Peace, peace. Happy now. Now's the vibrate, of course. If you came late into this video, definitely want to rewatch the beginning. You know, because again, like that's why I'm stopping this video now, because this message is very important, and I don't want it to be missed due to the video being too long or whatever, whatever. But happy now. Now is the vibrate. Matter of fact, blessings to the domestic family, blessings to the international family, you know, which domestic, international, you know, the family. Blessings to all y'all. You know, we got this. You know, just make sure we're not lying to ourselves anymore because there ain't no room for that. You know what I'm saying? And do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? And part of taking action is the vibe again of surrender. You know, surrendering to our higher self and allowing for ourselves to take action, but through the guidance of our higher self. You know what I'm saying? And not trying to push through and over and micromanage things, or not even say micromanage, but like pushing through with that egoic mind of like forcefully trying to do things that's really out of alignment with what your higher self is trying to tell you and line you up with. You know what I'm saying? But as a matter of fact, my Instagram page, Universal Frequencies, you know, which I'm starting to stay more active on my on my posts, and I do live videos. And matter of fact, that's where you could, like, if you're looking for those miscellaneous question and answer type of vibes, you catch me on a live Instagram video, and you know, that's where you could, well, you could probably ask me some shit that you could Google, and I still probably answer it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I be in my little cool little vibe and that. But like with these videos, like they said on this platform, and I'm, you know, again, uh, when I'm speaking on a certain energy, you know, it becomes a disservice to others who came want to look at this video for just this energy, and then I'm talking about some shit that they already know already or whatever in a video, you know, that has something to do with a whole different thing. Now I spoke on that already, like a classroom, you know, like we in college level biology or we in college level math, and somebody raised their hand and asked what's 1 + 1, you know, you know, you're gonna throw the whole lesson back for everybody, you know, with me going back to answer that question and going deep into that, you know, but but again, peace, happy now, now's the vibrate. Uh that comes toward the end again. Because I wanted to say that again, Universal Frequencies on Instagram and Epic Lifestyles on Instagram. If you want to look at the jewelry that I make and purchase jewelry, you know, contact me through there. You know, send me a DM. My post is the latest post. No later than, if you go past the 5th post, like, you know, past the 5th recent post, it's going to be probably some old items that's way long time ago gone. I just leave them up so people could see my work through the time. And also because matter of fact, I ain't even gonna say that. But anyway, the Epic Lifestyles page, and also, you know, if you like the videos, hit the like button, of course. And if you want to, you know, be aware of my videos as soon as I make them, hit the little notification button, the little bell button, and also subscribe if you're not a subscriber. You know, matter of fact, that all helps, because also, you know, even any and all donations greatly appreciated. I got the link below in mostly all my videos. It had the link to my Instagram page and all that as well. I don't too much do Twitter and Facebook anymore, so that's, you know, a whole nother thing. But you know, again, any and all donations greatly appreciated. But just the vibe of, you know, again, the support through subscribing and watching the videos help, because YouTube pay us a little light something. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock my blessings, even if they may be trying to penny pinch on us. It is some type of revenue, and I'm allowed to have some type of platform to speak. So I'm gonna be grateful for what I got in the situation. But Peace. Happy now. Now is a vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Peace, y'all.